This is Francesco Abbruzzino with the Uncensored Report. I put out a quick blog yesterday in regards to Westfield Village and City of Northport and their meeting. I listened to it yesterday as I sat here working. It was interesting from a couple perspectives. One that I mentioned down there was affordable housing. And basically the commissions and Westfield Village decided to look at this about 63-acre parcel to build on. They're not sure if they can. They reach a consensus that they'll have their legal staffs look at it. One thing they did bring up, and I think it was Marty Black, he said, well, you know, the city of Venice did it, and they mentioned the Humane Society, or not Humane, Habitat for Humanity, and it's a piece of property, and it was ironic because that property is debatable now because they want to sell it because the city won't zone it the way they need it to be zoned to build. And the city said, well, wait, we gave that to you. You can't just turn around and sell it. But Marty Black was using that as the model, if you will, for what they could do out here, which was interesting. I don't think he realizes some of the underlying issues that still are being dealt with there. So they asked their city attorneys to look at it, see if they can do something with it and get back to them on it. The idea is affordable housing. It was interesting. The mayor basically said that in Northport, you can't find a house to rent for less than $1,400 or a month, or apartment for less than $1,000 a month. I like to see the apartment, how small that is for $1,000 a month in Northport. Be very interested to see that, but it's ironic because they said in Sarasota County, if you guys remember, I put out that motto and it said the affordability, it only costs you you have to make like $82,000 a year to live in Sarasota County, and they put the average rent, I think somewhere around $1,200 or $1,300 for a family of four, which I don't agree with. And if you're having that kind of problem with rent down in Northport where it's the cheapest, then that model is definitely skewed. Some other stuff I talked about on the blog briefly yesterday was a bridge. They were looking at taking a bridge over 41 to connect the residents with the West Villages so that they could get to the Publix and get to the Braves training complex. They found that it would cost around $40 million, so that basically was shot down. A lot of the residents, too, said, look, we're retired. We don't walk. We don't need a bridge. We drive. The other issue I thought was interesting, an older guy came up and basically said there's nowhere for the kids to go do pickup games and stuff. And Marty, I believe it was Marty, who said, well, this stadium is being designed so that during the season when they're training there, they have a parking lot. During the off season, it's actually going to be used as a pickup field for kids to go out and play football, lacrosse, or whatever, ideas like that. And I don't think that's a message that's disseminated out there with the public. They also heard from Marty Black about the need for a traffic signal, US 41 in villages, and they're expecting a deal to be going and begin work within, I think, like 30 days. They discussed a police and fire station in the West Villages, sort of like locating a mini city hall there too. They brought that up for conversation. One other conversation, and I thought it was interesting, is somebody asked about River Road. I think it was the mayor, and will the Brave Stadium have access in and out onto River Road? And they said, yeah, eventually, and that's a concern too. And the same with the villages. The main entrance, I guess, is going to have one out on River Road, which is going to lead to congestion. I didn't catch any timelines. I didn't get into specifics on that. So that's where you stand. It was an interesting meeting. And one other thing that they did note is when they were talking about affordable housing, I think it was Vanessa, the mayor, brought up PGT and the fact that she was talking with them, and they had 70 jobs that went unfilled. And basically, A, they need to fill those, so if you're looking for a job, and B, one of the main issues is trying to find affordable housing for those employees. So I thought that was interesting. All right, everybody, have a great day. This has been Francesco Abbruzzino with the Uncensored Report.